welcome to this video. Okay, so in this video we are going to solve this question. Okay, so this question, they're asking us, they are saying that the second term and the fifth term of a geometric progression are 16 and 2 respectively, meaning that the second term, okay, which is term 2, okay, which is term 2 is equal to what? Term 2 is equal to what? 16, and term 5 is equal to what? Is equal to 2. Okay, they have already found for us. Okay, so this is what you are supposed to do now. So this is term 2, term what? Term 5 they have already found for us. Okay, so now what you need to do is to find the common ratio and the first term. The common ratio and the first term. So how do you do that? You know that the formula for finding the nth term is what? So the formula for finding the nth term in geometric, okay, is equal to what? A r to the power n minus 1. Remember this, don't forget. Okay, so but you need to know this formula, because this formula, it's never given. This is in paper 2. Okay, so they're asking us to find what? The common ratio and the first term. So how do you find the common ratio and the first term when you are given this term, the second term and the fifth term? So let's try to see how what data we have when we use the second term to find what? The common ratio. So let's say we try to use the second term. So we have term 2. Let's say we are using term 2. Okay, so here we're using term 2 is equal to a, which is a r to the power n. N, I said it represents the number of terms in the previous video. So n is the number of terms. So we are finding the what? The second term, term 2. So the number of terms is what? Is term 2. Okay, then there is what? There is minus 1. So now they are saying that term 2 they have already found for us. So term 2, we are going to replace term 2 or substitute term 2 by what? By 16. They have found 16 for us. So we are going to say it is what? 16 is equal to a r to the power 2 minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? It is just 1. So to the power 1 is just going to be like this. So this is what? The first equation. Okay, this is the first equation that we have. The first equation that we have. You might be confused. So this is what? The first equation that we have. So this is the first equation right there. How about if we try to use term 5? So we'll say term 5, okay, term 5 is equal to a, we are using the same formula, a r to the power n. We are saying that n is what? The number of terms. Term what? Term 5. Okay, we are using term 5 minus 1, like that. So term 5 they have already found for us. They said it is what? It is 2. So we are going to get 2 is equal to a to the power r, a r to the power what? 5 minus 1. It's going to be what? 4. As simple as that. So this is what? The second equation that we have here. This is the second equation that we have there. Okay, okay, so now for now we need to find the value of a and r. So a, it is the first term, and r is the common ratio, which are the objectives of this question. We are supposed to find the first term and the common ratio. So we have these two equations. So how do we solve that? How do we find the common ratio? So we solve these questions simultaneously. What do I mean by simultaneously? Okay, so what I mean by solving them simultaneously, we are going to use substitution method. Substitution method, you know about simultaneous equations, is to make any letter the subject, then you replace it by the other equation. So how do we do that? So here now, if we want to make a the subject of the formula, we want to make r as the subject of the formula. So let's make r this as the subject. So we have this equation, we have 16 equal to a r. So we want r, want the value of r. So what we are going to say, over what? Over A over what? Over A. Like that. Okay? Like that. We can even say that. Or if you want, you can even make A as a subject. You can make A as a subject. Okay? So it's just one and the same thing. So let's try to make A. So if you want to make A, you divide both sides by R, both sides by R, like that. So then R goes, we have A is equal to 16 over R, like that. Okay, as simple as that. So we know that A, the first term, is 16 over R. So this is the first term. So now, in this equation that we have as equation 2, so we have 2 is equal to, we know what A is. So A, we have found that A is 16 over R. So we can substitute A by 16 over R. So we are going to say 16 divided by R, like that. Then you know that here they are multiplying by R to the power what? To the power 4. Okay, R to the power 4. So R to the power 4, it just means that there is R times R times R times R, like that. There are 4 R's, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then meaning that we have 1 here which we are dividing by. Okay, so when we are dividing, we are cancelling or we are subtracting, like that. Okay, so mean that, okay, so we have cancelled 1 R. What are we going to remain with? We are going to remain with what? 3 R's. Okay, so what I mean is, this R is going to be cancelled with that R. So mean that with 1 R of the 4, so mean that we are going to have how many R's? We are going to have 2 R's. So mean that, we are going to have 3 R's left. Okay, or should I say remaining? So we are going to have this side, we're going to have 2 is equal to 16, since this one has been cancelled, meaning that there is nothing down here, multiplied by what? By R to the power 3, like that. Okay, so what do we do here? We are looking for what? We are looking for R, not R to the power 3. So okay, let's make R the subject. So we are going to divide both sides by 16, as simple as that. So we are going to do this. Okay, straightforward, as simple as that. So we are going to have R to the power 3 is equal to 1. So we are going to divide this. Okay, we're going to just reduce 2 into 2, it's 1. 2 into 16 is what? It's 8. Okay, so meaning that we are going to have 1 over what? Over 8. As simple as that. We are trying to find what? We are trying to find R. So here we can use this reciprocal of this, which is going to be what? So what do I mean by the reciprocal? I mean you multiply this by 1 over what? Over 3. Okay, let me write it properly here. Okay, here, so we have R to the power 3. So what I'm saying that we multiply 1 over what? We multiply it by 1 over 3. The opposite of this one, 1 over 3. Okay, so when you're multiplying something like this, 3 times 1 over 3, like that. So this 3, it is dividing. So mean that we are going to have R to the power what? To the power 1. So R to the power 1 is just the same as what? As R. Okay, it is just the same as what? As R. So mean that we are going to have what? We are going to have R here, it is equal to, so this whole thing you multiplied it by, you just bring this root, okay, to the power 3, like that, to this here. So this root, it means that there is 1 to the power 3 and 8 to the power 3. So what is 1 to the power 3? 1 to the power 3, it is just 1, like that. Divide by what is 8 to the power 3? 8 to the power 3, it means just that you need to multiply 8 times 8 times 8. That is what it means. So what is 8 times 8? 8 times 8, you find that it's what? It is 64. What about 64 times what? Times 8. So this is what we are doing. I'm doing it step by step so that you should be able to understand. So what is 8 times 4? So 8 times 4, I'm just going to break it down. So 8 times 4, let's bring it here. 8 times 4. So what they mean is 8 should come 4 times. 8 should come 4 times. How many 8 here? There are 4. So let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. So how many 8 can you get when you add those 8? Those 4 8. So we are going to say plus 8 plus 8 is 16. Even here it's what? It is 16. What if we try to add these two? 16 plus 16 is going to give you what? 32. Okay, so mean that 8 times 4, it is what? It is 32, because they are what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 times 4, it is what? It is 32. So 32, you put 2, carry what? Carry 3. What about 8 times 6? What about 8 times 6? What is 8 times 6? Okay, so what about 8 times 6? What if we try to make it 6? So mean that 8 plus 8, okay? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for 4, you know that is what? It's 32. What about this? Because this one is 16. Okay, so you add 16 like that. So this is going to be what? 8. This is going to be what? 4. Okay, what? 4. It's going to be 4. So 8 times 6 is what? 48. 48, you know that we have 3 here. So we need to add 48 plus 3. What is 48 plus 3? So 48 plus 3, you're going to have, you are going to have 50, you're going to have, so you're going to have 51. Okay, you're going to have 51 when you add 3 like that. So this is just 11. 8 plus 3, that is 11. 1 carry 1, 4, that's going to be 51. So mean that we are going to have what? 51 like that, meaning that we have 5 12. Okay, so mean that down here we have what? We have 5 what? 5 12. Okay, as simple as that. So this is what? This is our R. That is what? This is the answer for what? For R in this question. So mean that the common ratio is what? Is 1 over 50. This is the common ratio is 1 over what? Over 5 12. What about A? What about A? What about A as the first term? What is A as the first term? Okay, so A as the first term, we can find it using this equation that we have here. Okay, so if you remember very well, we had found that this equation here, we have 16 equal to AR. Okay, so 16 equal to what? AR. So we know that R is what? Is 5 12. R is 5 12. So we are going to substitute 5 12 here. So we are going to have 16 is equal to A times R is what? Is 1 over what? 5 12, like that. Okay, so meaning that we are going to divide both sides by 1 over 5 12, both sides by 1 over 5 12, in order to remain with what? A. So this is going to go, okay, it's going to go, mean that A is equal to what? A is equal to this part which is here. Okay, this part is saying that it is 16. Okay, it is 16. This line is division, so we can just say divide by 1 over 5 12. Okay, and if it's like this changes to what? To multiplication. This one changes to multiplication. So under fractions, this changes to multiplication, and when it changes, the 51, the 5 12 comes up, then the 1 goes down, like that. So we are going to multiply 16 times 5 12. What is 16 times 5 12? Actually, I'm not even using a calculator, but this is paper 2 question, so you can be using a calculator. Okay, so you can be using a calculator if you want, but it's important for your time, so you can use a calculator when calculating that. So what is 16 times 5 12? Okay, so 16 times 5 12, it's going to give you what? A is equal to what? 8,192. So this is what? A. Okay, so that is A. So A, the first term is this one, okay, and the common ratio is that one. So this is how you find the first term and the common ratio. Okay, so you can even use the other formula for you to find what? The 12th term, okay, and the sum of the nth term. So you can go on the formulas, they are given on the what? On the answers. Okay, so you can check out of the for the formulas from a past paper, then you solve. So that is what I had for you for today. Thank you for watching.